Brochim Habayim, welcome. My name's Wayne Firestone. On behalf of the American Israel Friendship League, all my colleagues, Shavua Tov, welcome to a new week. We are back with our twice a week programming and grateful to have everyone here. We have begun each one of these segments by sort of checking in with our audience to see how you're doing. We bring you some amazing people from Israel that are doing amazing things during this time. We'd love to know where you're calling in from today. And the community building question that I have for everyone out there is, given the difficulty of the moment, what is keeping you hopeful? If you've got something that's sort of helping you get through this difficult period as we talk with and stay connected with our Israeli friends and family that are going through such horrible tsuris on so many multiple levels. We know each and every one of you that are here with us today care deeply. That's why you're here. That's what we've been doing now through this home to home connection through Zoom for over 3 years now. This has really been one of the most grueling moments for all of us, but we continue to try to bring you stories that maybe bring some hope, bring some light into your life. In the United States, we just went off of daylight savings times now, so there's a little more darkness there at the end of the day, but we hope, when you can join us here during the day, for whether it's nighttime for you or daytime, we hope we're bringing more light into your life. So share some of your own reflections about what is keeping you hopeful. I can tell you, coming from a family of educators, this program brings me a lot of hope. The idea that a technology created for making a better classroom, making better teachers, allowing for a better interface and a learning experience under the best of circumstances is something we had decided long before this war to preview and to make a focus the work of the Athena Fund. However, all of Israel experienced the moments of May 7th, and all of Israel has been forced to adapt and to innovate. And maybe nowhere is that better when the program that we had originally intended for you, and we will do again on another day, but we asked our new colleagues and friends at Athena Fund, how do we make sense of your technology, even in terms of these moments today when people are so frightened and scared? And so it turns out, like with everything else in Israel, our colleagues have adapted. They've adapted their technology. They've adapted what they've known. They've put their lives on hold. They've had to move and relocate in some circumstances. As you'll hear from one of our panelists, living through this nightmare with a young family. Everyone on our program is going through this in real time. And so we're grateful today to introduce 3 colleagues who are going to tell you about the innovations from the Athena Fund. First and foremost, I'll tell you a little bit about each of the 3 of them, and then we'll open up for some opening comments and perspectives from each of the 3. Uri Ben-Ari is the founder of the Athena Fund. He comes to this not as an educator per se, but actually as a businessman and entrepreneur. Spent over 30 years in startup Israel. Saw 2 companies in the management teams he's been involved in that had IPOs on NASDAQ. And then at some point in this journey, he'll tell us when, also put his focus on social entrepreneurship, taking some of the great technology insights of management and leadership and applying it to very specific needs in Israel. And thus was born the platform we're going to learn about today, with the intention of empowering teachers, giving them a laptop, giving them training, and allowing for that interface to be something very, very different. And you're going to hear about that in a moment. One of those outstanding teachers that you're going to meet is a colleague of the Athena Fund, Raya Singh, who's joining us today from Canada. She'll tell you a little bit about her journey there. But when Uri, when we first talked about this program, said we wanted a master teacher to explain what it's like to take this technology and utilize it with others in different kinds of classrooms, he identified Raya as really the person who is leading the ICT unit for the Athena Fund, and you'll learn about what the technology is and how the different components are now being utilized. And finally, on our panel, joining us, only not a meyachuz at the moment health-wise, but we're hoping he's going to make it through the panel today. Just landed in New York, Gabby Haro, the director of resource development for the Gush Etzion Foundation, which is committed to enhancing the lives of the local residents. And you're going to hear how this technology actually has been utilized since May 7th, and indeed made lives in the local residents of Gush Etzion and other places where this technology is being deployed now, in this new context of people dealing with trauma, people dealing with disruptions in their regular school days, and thinking about how to use technology and remote training in a more resilient way at this moment of crisis. So, Uri, I'm going to come back up to you at the top. Tell us a little bit about the founding of the Athena Fund and how we got to where we are today, and what it means to just be adaptable. I mean, I assume in your two IPO experiences, you had to make some adaptations along the way, but I don't know if anything was quite as dramatic as this one.
Thank you very much, Wayne. I'm very excited to be here. First of all, I would like to thank you and the American-Israel Friendship League for inviting me, and also my colleagues. I thank Raya and Gabi for joining us today to tell our story. And I think with your permission, I would like to share some presentation that I have prepared just to go through some visuals so you can see and understand what we have done. Actually, I founded Athena after two IPOs that I've done, because I felt that I have to empower the teachers in Israel. Unfortunately, the profession of teachers is very, I would say, unrespected, and many people do not want to be teachers. And I thought that the teacher profession is the most important for our future as a Jewish people and as Israel as a country. And I thought that we have to empower the teachers. Being a person from the high-tech industry, I thought that every one of them needs a computer and a training. So I have decided to initiate a digital toolbox for every teacher in Israel. And then we started together with the Ministry of Education and also the Union of the Teachers in Israel. And we have started to give out a digital toolbox that includes a laptop computer for every teacher, together with a training program of 120 hours. And we have done so in 180 municipalities, and we gave computers and training to over 30,000 educators around the country. And I think our impact influenced over 650,000 students as well, and almost 3,000 schools. That program was very well until 2 years ago. Then we started with the new one. However, since we spoke a few weeks ago, we came to a time of war, and we came back to that. And in the last few weeks, we gave more than 500 computers to teachers and children who left their homes without nothing due to the war, and they were placed in hotels around the country. And we distributed to them laptops and tablets for the children so they can study. But that's, I hope, this time of war will be over and we can continue with our programs. So I'll tell you a little about our history. So after giving these computers, laptops, computers, we found out that the special education is in need of iPads, especially for children with autism. So we made a project to give 10,000, more than 10,000 teachers in the special education, and we gave them iPads and training, and we found miracles. We don't have much time to speak about it, but just one story about a child 19 years old with autism who never communicated with his parents. And suddenly, after studying with his teacher, he could write to his mother, Mom, I love you. Mom, I'm afraid. Mom, I'm cold. And they started communicating. And this was a real miracle for us. And we have received international recognition from the UN and from UNESCO. I appeared 2 times at the UN during the Corona times at the beginning, and after that I visited in person, and I spoke about how technology can help people with disabilities. And in UNESCO, I was invited to the task force of the teachers 2030 to think about the future of the classroom. And we thought how we can, increase not only the data, but also increasing the imagination of children. And we were looking for the future classroom, and we found it. We found actually the technology that can change the classroom. And we think we are in it right now in a revolution that will change the face of the schools and the classroom. And this will enable teachers to be even better and for the children to enjoy learning. And actually, we can create with this kind of technology, create every classroom to a museum about every subject. There are hundreds and hundreds of environments that we can project and create every classroom to become a real museum. I just give you a few examples. Oh, excuse me for 1 second. I think I forgot with my excitement. No, I did. Sorry. Okay, I'm going back to that. Don't At the end of So you can actually see that the children can learn, can experience while learning, and also everything is interactive. For example, this Wales Museum, as I call it, you can see the children sitting in the classroom and enjoying the whales. They can learn everything about these whales, also experiencing them while watching them and seeing them. So that's one more experience. We can also actually simulating snowstorm or snow experience for the children. And we can also take them to a spaceship, and they can enjoy the lake of gravity while being in this spaceship and learn about it. There is a lot of data they can learn from. They can listen. They can answer questions and quizzes. And all of this happening in the classroom itself. So this is one more example. We can also have a lot of data about the human body, about other subjects as well from the curriculum. So you can see here, we can learn about the human body in 3 dimensions. Actually, you see the skeleton, we can do the skeleton, and the teacher can show them everything about the body. They can enlarge it, and showing a magnifying glass and showing every part of the body, everything you have in video and tapes about everything. There is another example about the ear. Uh, there are thousands of three-dimensional curriculum subjects that children can learn from. And you can see, just imagine this is a 4 meters wide wall and 3 meters high. And the children can really enjoy and see it in 3 dimensions from every angle, and there is a full curriculum about it. We also have a special a corner, I would say, for the special education. Together with the Bar-Ilan University, with the Institute of Technology for Special Education there, they are studying it. They are developing new classes and new methodologies how to teach children with special needs, special communication issues, and they develop it and they research it. So there are 10 candidates for PhD who are researching it right now, and I think Israel is going to be one of the leaders in changing the way how children with special needs learning in such a classroom. So that is one example to show how children can learn in this room. They can create music in this room. Whenever they touch the wall or touch the floor, there is a sound. They can play football. They can play games around. They can also learn. This is a teacher, a professor for Bible from Gush Etzion, from the Herzog College for Teachers, and he's teaching children how the Israelites crossed the Red Sea from Egypt. So you can see it. Just imagine it's a 4 meters wall, and he can show them the map and asking them how did the Israelites cross the Red Sea, so they can come participate and see in reality. So you can see that. So that's one example. In addition to that, the teachers can produce their own classes. In this case, one of the teachers from Ofakim created a museum about Ben Gurion and Kaftet November. That's the day that Israel was declared by the UN. And he created a film museum about it, also utilizing AI technology to have Ben Gurion speaking to us. So just watch it for 1 second, and you can see and understand.
תלמידים יקרים, ברוכים הבאים. אני מזמין אתכם למסע בזמן, בו נחזור יחד לתאריך כ"ט בנובמבר, ליום הגורלי בו עצרת האומות המאוחדות החליטה על גורל העם היהודי.
It's here to you, and then after he finishes, you have the all classes, all the subjects about the Kaftet November, and everything is there with videos and classes and everything. Another thing that is really exciting me with this, just imagine that we can take the children in the periphery, also in regular cities, to 2,000 museums to visit. In this case, it's the Natural History Museum in Berlin, and we can just visit every floor, every room, every art piece, just to see it. I'll just take you to the area of the dinosaurs, skeletons, and you can just see it live, like you're visiting it from the classroom. And I think this is really exciting to have this, enable it to children that maybe, once in a lifetime they will go to a museum, but they can have the possibility or the availability to go there every day to another museum. That's one example. Another one is, as Jewish people, we visit Auschwitz and the concentration camps. Right now we have some limitations, so we can do a panoramic tour by 3 dimensions, 360, and just visit every place in the Auschwitz camp and in others. In this case, we can go visit it by the fences, and you can see it. We can plant in it survivors' testimonials, etc. So everything is interactive. If you remember the professor from Herzog, his name is Shuki Rice, he is taking us now to the graves of the pharaohs in Abu Simbel in Egypt. And just imagine it happening in the classroom. You can hear my screaming when I first saw it. I thought it's really amazing to make a tour from the classroom and just visit everywhere. And you can see it yourself. And one more thing is that we can create, this is a creation by a teacher from Ofakim that created the Van Gogh Museum, actually for the children. This is the Yellow House photo. He created it by artificial intelligence and created a full museum about Van Gogh. So all the information about Van Gogh is in the classroom, and the teacher taught the children, got them the experience in the classroom, and later on the children moved to another room to make their own art pieces. So this is the way children can experience, can enjoy. Now we will move to the major idea. I think we are moving from regular classroom like we did 15 years ago. We did not have overhead projectors and internet in the classroom, and we have brought it with the computers and with the overhead projectors, with the internet, with our project to the classrooms in Israel. And today, I think every classroom in Israel is equipped with a projector. However, it's not anymore. Now we are moving to experiencing, and all the researchers show that while in immersive room, utilizing more than 2 senses, you can increase your long-term memory. And this is really happening. The children are excited, the teachers are excited, they don't want to leave the room, of course. And how do we do it? Just to answer your imagination, we are building it in the classroom itself. We are building it. I'll show you a few examples. This is a sketch of a regular classroom, and we build it within the classroom. You can see here an example from Ma'ale Domim School, Amal Halal Tufa, and you can see how we built the ImagineBox in this classroom. So the half of the class looks like that, and then we move to the back of the classroom, and you'll see the rest of the classroom. We have few examples. We did not conclude like best practice yet. However, it's been built. So I'll show you a few more examples so you understand how the future classroom looks like. By the way, we have close to 60 ImagineBoxes all around Israel, from Eilat to the north in Gesher Aziv, and we are going on to become few hundreds soon. So this is one example. Another example is that you're going to meet after me Raya Singh, who is an amazing English teacher from Be'er Sheva, from Gevim School. She will speak about it. We were very lucky to get this building and build it as ImagineBox. We called it ImagineBox, all of our project. And within this building, we have built the ImagineBox. So you can see the building outside, and you can see on the left side below the building inside. And Raya will speak after me and show you what she has done with this ImagineBox in Be'er Sheva. And she's one of our best, really leaders with this project. So this is one example. Another example is in Petah Tikva and Paul Kor, which is an elementary school. You can see how they created a new classroom out of a regular classroom with the ImagineBox. They have created like 3 areas in the classroom, and they can divide the children and make a new pedagogy utilizing the ImagineBox. Another one is Gush Etzion that we'll speak about it in a minute. You can see here the division of the classroom On one side, we have the ImagineBox, on the other side, the chairs and desks, and this is becoming a new classroom. Now, to be more relevant about the subject today, actually in Gush Etzion, we were amazed when the people there, and actually we have here a guest with us, Gabi Aro from Gush Etzion. He will speak about it more in depth, but they've created a relief center for the people. So they invite the people during the wartime and during, stress time. They invite them into this relief center. Actually, the ImagineBox that in regular times is a regular classroom, a regular future classroom, but now it is being used as a relief center, as a treatment center, like we do with the special education. So you can see that. I hope Gabi will tell you a little more about it after I finish my presentation. So this is Gush Etzion is becoming our leader in this relief center, and I think it's a great invention that we will see more in the future. I think this is about the end of my presentation, and I would like to turn it back to Wayne, and thank you very much for listening to me. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Uri. And looking at that Arthur Clarke quote, now we have a clear sense of the magic you've unharnessed and with this technology. But the technology is only as good as the people who are trained to use it, right? So it's not necessarily a plug and play kind of thing. So Raya, I know you are a huge fan of this technology and what it can do in a classroom to transform a classroom. Give us a little bit of an understanding of when the Ha'asimon Nafal, when you sort of got it that as an educator you'd be able to do something different, and how you now work with other teachers so they can incorporate it as a methodology for working with their students.
Okay, hello everyone. First of all, thank you for this wonderful opportunity to be here and to present it. And I'm going to show my presentation with which I will present my work so far. Do you hear me well?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, Wayne?
Yes, we're hearing you.
Okay, thank you.
Go ahead. Now it seems like she may be freezing on us.
Coordinator and head of ImagineBox in Beersheba.
Raya, why don't you go off video and we'll just listen to your audio because you are breaking up a little now.
You hear me?
You're breaking up a little bit, so maybe turn off the video and we'll see if we're if we can hear you with the presentation. Okay, go ahead.
Raya, we see very well. You can start talking.
So I think we'll give Raya a minute to try to figure out the latency issue there. And I think why don't we switch now to Gabi? I know Gabi is under the weather a little bit, so we will try not to push him too hard. But we do know that you found a way very quickly to take the technology as a sort of innovative educational exercise, but to deploy it in a way that maybe had a new purpose that you only learned about after the 7th. So tell us a little bit about that process and the pilot that you've introduced in Gush Etzion.
Hi, everybody. Wayne, thank you very much. I would start off saying that Uri gave most of the background, but I'll start from the beginning. You asked when the Asimon fell. So I met Uri 2 years ago when we're first starting off the ImagineBox. I think there may be 1 or 2 of them in Israel. And Gush Etzion always had its vision to be innovative and pushing the education system to be the leaders in the education in Israel. We have a lot of great programs, and we have a lot of great programs for special needs. Myself, I have a kid on the spectrum, so I understand when Uri talks about tools that we can give our kids to push them forward or take into the next level. So we met 2 years ago, and everybody who saw this project fell in love. And when we said we got to have it, and we worked really, really, really hard. Took us a while, but we finally built it. We finally had one in Gush Etzion. We did it at a dedication a couple of weeks before the war broke out. But like I said, Gush Etzion is very innovative, and we already started working on programs before it was already implemented. In different areas, from the Tanakh to any other types of classes. And what happened when the war broke out is Gush Etzion is also an observant center. So we observed close to 95 families from the south, which every single one of them was dealing with some sort of trauma. Either they were from the kibbutzim around that were hurt, or neighboring, but they've heard the bombshells and everything. And we absorbed them in Gush Etzion already from the 8th of October. And the municipality, together with their leaderships, were trying to think of ways of how to help, or how to give therapy without giving therapy. And there's a special man in the education system. His name is Muli Esselzon, and he is really the visionary. And he came up with this idea of connecting the therapists and the ImagineBox and the families, and to create, bring them to the ImagineBox, and through the ImagineBox do therapy without it being therapy, without it being too invasive, pushing, and to give a free space. And I think by now we've already had over 700 people come to do therapy in the ImagineBox in Gush Etzion, and there's a very, very high demand for it, and it's been an unbelievable experience and an unbelievable tool to be able to help people in this sense, and then during this time, we're all trying to do our best to do what we can to help. And this was just another step for us to help out the community and anybody who's dealing with post-trauma and the families that were absorbed in Gush Etzion.
Gabi, thanks so much for, we'll give you a little bit of a break to rest. You did a really good job at sort of bringing us Ad Khan up to the moment of what we're doing. Maybe we can come back to you in a little bit to hear a little bit about what the experience has been like with the families. We're going to try again with Raya. I see Raya's back on screen. We got frozen a little bit there. Why don't you go ahead and see if the presentation works, and if it doesn't, we'll just have you just sort of explain it without the slides.
My apologies. I have some troubles with internet. Had to happen just when I had to present. Anyhow, I will try to present again, and okay, I'll do it fast, hoping it will go well. Okay, so again, my name is Raya. I am an English teacher, an ICT coordinator, and head of ImagineBox at Givim School in Beersheba, Israel. A little bit about my school. My school is located in Beersheba, as I said, a very special and unique school, which educates for excellence, giving needed tools and skills to every student in order to succeed in life. We received this technology a year ago, but we were already heard about it in the year 2021. when we had Zoom with Uri Ben-Ari, they told us that we're going to have this technology. I very passionate about this kind of technology, new technology. And I said to my principal, I'm going to go to their office and learn the system in order to give, as an ICT coordinator, to give needed help to the teachers. So I learned this technology and brought it to the school and started, transferring to the teachers. We received this room at ImagineBox, which is called also immersive room, immersive classroom, like a year ago in year 2022. And of course, like with any new technology, we faced many challenges with teachers because it was a new thing for them. Also for me as an ICT coordinator to teach something new to the teachers, which already saw a new thing, a challenge. But we overcame the challenges, and today, like nearly 85% of the teachers in our school know how to build activities, lessons, meaningful lessons in the ImagineBox. And here is a small example of success of the teacher.
יפעת, תראי, שקט, נו יאללה.
רגע, הלחצנים גם יתוקנו, כן? אני מקווה. וזה, צריכה להוריד את הבקגראונד. אני אשנה, זה סתם.
So here we saw one small example of success of the teachers that celebrated their success, that managed to build first and then second and then third her activity, and we'll look at this now in details. She along with other teachers built a virtual tour of Jerusalem. We celebrated the Day of Jerusalem, where the pupils and students had an opportunity to visit the old city of Jerusalem and learn about Christianity, Islam, and Judaism. Okay, and this is another example I would like you to see, which this teacher who is in the video builds this activity for her students and for the all students in our school.
ילדים, שמי רות, ואני מדריכה שלכם לסיור הווירטואלי לירושלים, עיר הבירה של מדינת ישראל. בסיור לא נזדקק לאוטובוס, תרמיל או ואומן. במהלך הסיור תבקרו באתרים בירושלים המכונה העיר שחוברה ליחדיו. מיד תקבלו דף ומפה מהמורה המלווה. שמו במפה את האתר שביקרתם, וכתבו בדף מדוע נבחר האתר להיות המקום שמחבר את כולם יחדיו. שמעתי שבגילים מחנכים ילדים במצוינות, ואתם נראים לחבורי מוטיבציה ומטרה להצליח. יעזרו בחבריכם על מנת להצליח. יום ירושלים שמח, טיול מענה ומלמד.
As you see in this particular lesson, the teacher used the artificial intelligence. I'll talk about it later on how artificial intelligence, along with the ImagineBox, can help to vary lessons and make them more effective. Because when I build a lesson or my teachers build lesson, we not only build lessons in ImagineBox, but we build lesson based on the model that our school developed, a model that cultivates independent learner, meaning that let's say tomorrow the students will be able to enter the room. We are doing it in our school as well, but I'm saying in the broader perspective, the student can enter the room and learn by himself or herself the topic she or her would like to learn. Okay, and from here, I will move to the next slide. Well, I'll just talk a little bit more about the lesson which we just saw. In this lesson, the teacher took her students to the virtual tour of Jerusalem. Here you can see she also brought the Western wall where students placed the notes, okay, inside the room. And here also you can see, sweets and spices and baklava from Machane Yehuda market, because the students actually had an opportunity to visit Machane Yehuda as well in the same class. Here you can see the students also used the VR glasses and saw Jerusalem sites closely and had an interactive activities there as well. And from here, I would like to move to another few examples. This is the recent lesson that another teacher built based on, Rosh Hashanah. We celebrated Rosh Hashanah in school, and she built this lesson. And here you can see an example, just a little bit like small part of the lesson.
תלמידים יקרים, בפינת החדר מחכים לכם דפים ועפרונות. מוזמנים לרשום עליהם את מה שתרצו להשליך השנה באופן סמלי מקרבכם, ולהניח אותם בדלי עם המים, המסמל עבורנו את מקור המים. בהצלחה.
And okay, this was another lesson we built for, wait, sorry, just my apologies, about Ben Gurion. And here students had an opportunity to learn about different events in David Ben Gurion's life. I think it's amazing when you can actually bring the students and teach them about the significant leader of our country and, you know, have more interactive learning experience for the students. Here, actually, you will see the lesson which was built by me. I'm an English teacher, and I took a 360-degree camera and went and shot in David Ben Gurion's desert home, a lesson for the students. I also implemented the AI technologies in the lesson. You can see in this
Hello pupils and welcome to my desert home. Here you can learn about my beliefs, lifestyle and much more. Before exploring the house, learn the essential vocabulary.
So in this particular lesson, the students had a chance to had a virtual experience visiting the David Ben Gurion's desert home. Also learn English, of course, because everything was done in English. They were managed to communicate in English and perform the task that I assigned to them. And of course, it was unbelievable experience for them because when they left the class, I heard them talking about the lesson days after, even. From here, I will move to another lesson, small example of a virtual tour of London. It may never been to London. Okay, and for them, it's a wonderful opportunity to feel as if they're visiting London, and not only, but also manage to, you know, learn English.
Look around you. What do you see? Where are you? Which country are you going to visit today? Touch the hotspot to find out.
So I won't take your time, and I think to sum up my presentation, I would like to say that my personal opinion about this technology. I'm very passionate about this technology, and I believe it has a big potential because immersive technology empowers teachers and transforms education by fostering enhanced engagement through the virtual field trips, and interactive stimulations. And I also believe that this technology offers personalized learning experience for the students, and it promotes collaborations and enhance, teamwork skills to the students. And as for the teachers, I think the teachers who use this technology, as I see in our school, it opened for them, you know, various opportunities I thought what happened to my presentation. Okay, it opened new opportunities for the teachers to, to innovate their learning and bring something new into the class. I, as an English teacher, I hear from my students, and they tell me every day, let's go to the ImagineBox, let's learn in ImagineBox. I say, why? They say, because there we can actually experience the learning, not like in the class. And I can tell you, in the class, I see like 50-60% of participation, while in the ImagineBox, I see close to 100% of participation. That's why it gives me motivation, to make many more activities like you just saw. Thank you so much.
Thank you for that overview. We're going to bring everybody on. Raya, I'm going to start with you with a question, just to get a sense. How long does the training typically take to get a teacher feeling like that they can try it on their own? And do you experience some examples of pushback or teachers who feel either uncomfortable with the technology or would prefer to sort of teach the way they've been teaching for many years already?
Yes, sure. I will answer this question, as I trained the teachers, and I know how was it, and I know I personally faced challenges by doing it, and I wanted it to be success, and it was a success in the end. But of course, throughout this time, some teachers ran very fast. Some teachers took time, and it's okay. I told them it's okay. We'll do according to your needs. We'll do according to your pace. And I think the most important thing is when you work with new technology. Let's say me, for example, for me it took less than a week to understand the technology, how it works. For some teachers, it took few months. For some, it took a year, and it's okay. I think after a year, the teacher builds a lesson. She'll feel confident enough to continue because she will see the outcome it brings to the students. She will see the result and she would like to make more and build more this kind of activities. So I think, yeah, it's fine.
Uri, when you decided to go in this direction, you obviously chose to make a big investment on the training side and empowering the teachers who would utilize it. What was the hunch or the insight that you had to make the teacher the focal point of your training exercises?
Well, I didn't hear you last sentence.
This one's for Uri.
Uri, okay, sorry.
Okay, it's okay. Thank you, Wayne. Well, when I initiated it, I came with the notion that we need to empower teachers. Teachers, I think, are the backbone of our society, especially in Israel. We need to have the best children in order to have survival. Now, it's very relevant. And I think that they are creating the future. And I felt that we have to empower them. Coming from the high-tech industry, I couldn't understand how teachers do not have computers, how teachers do not have training in utilizing computers. And that's what moved me forward or pushed me to do what I've done. And I knew that without the training, it will not be successful. And this is also with this new technology. You need to train the teachers. Some adopt it quicker, some adopt it in a later stage. But the beautiful thing about it, that once a teacher creates a lesson, in addition to many hundreds that we already have, all the others can use it too. So we don't need every teacher to create her own lessons. This is a privilege. She can utilize what the company has done, our suppliers, what other teachers do, and what our partners are doing, and they can just come into the classroom and like Netflix, they can choose the classroom, they can choose the visit to Jerusalem or the visit or the English classroom, and they can utilize it and operate it very easily. So I think this is a new tool, especially when we have the change of the role of the teacher from a source of knowledge to a mentor. The teachers are moving in the last years to a new role, that mentorship. And I think this technology enables them to become better mentors, better directors for the children. And Raya can tell you that her students starting to create their own presentations together with the teachers, and this is the future, because the children or students can create their own presentation and they can lead the adults or other children and teach them. And this is the future of learning. They are becoming better educators, the children themselves, but we need to empower teachers. I think my message, I think, to everyone in the last, maybe it's 17 years already, that the teachers are the most important for our future as people, as country, as society, and we all have to embrace them and empower them. I could come with my contribution to give them the technology, but it's only the enabler to make them better and make our children better.
Uri, let me give it one other question that came in from people watching the examples that you showed. There was a question from one of our viewers about sort of the fear of any single sort of top-down message, let's say, well, two fears. One, can it be hacked, is one of the concerns.
Can it be
hacked? Can someone break into the system and put their own content in it? And secondly, you were describing how different teachers are sharing curriculum and how student-teacher collaboration around content is more effectuated in this environment. I guess the questioner was concerned that it looked very 1984, very top down, very content that's being defined, that could be made very uniform. But it sounds like you've built in some safeguards around that in terms of the content.
Well, the fears are always there when you have innovative things coming up, and this is natural. But I'll tell you, first of all, every teacher can create their own. This was our most, I would say, the first motivation that we had, that every teacher can create their own presentation. Every teacher can protect their own creation, and no one can hack in. If you ask this is protected, and she can utilize it for her own. And the natural feeling of teacher in the past, not today, I think, is to protect her own knowledge. Nobody should see. She would create it for her own and does not share it with anyone. We have the opportunity to share today. When Raya is doing something, another teacher in Toronto can utilize it, or another teacher in Jerusalem can utilize it and show her children. And I think this is the big power the teacher must understand. They can share their own, and they can get from others. So the fears are there. Now, they don't have to use what is there, but they have the possibility. They have the best presentations about every subject. They can utilize it. They can change it. They can edit it, or they can create their own. And that's the beautiful thing about this platform, that everybody can utilize it. And I think it's quite simple to use. At the beginning, there is a fear. We had the same fears when we gave computers, and we gave overhead projectors, and we gave PowerPoint. Many people told us then, 17 years ago, the teachers will not be able to utilize PowerPoint. They will not know how to use the computers. This is nonsense. Teachers are amazing. We have amazing teachers. We have amazing, really. I'm telling it to you because people sometimes disrespect teachers, but with my experience, I'm telling you, we have best teachers, and among them, you can see the fruits of our teaching environment. You can see the fruits, the best pilots, the best innovators, the startup country. They did not learn in Finland, or they did not learn in Poland. They learned in Israel with Israeli teachers. So I think we have the best teachers, but people disrespect them yet, and the government does not give them the right support and the right respect. And I think this is our mission. The technology is only an enablement to what I'm doing. I want people to respect the teachers and give them the tools to bring better children and better students for our country.
Gabi, I want to come back to you and the experience of using the ImagineBox over these last couple of weeks. I believe you said there were some 700 people who have interacted with it. First of all, what were the insights you think that the psychologists had in terms of finding the right kind of programming material that would be most useful? If I understood you correctly, it in some cases entire families have been using it, so it's not just the students as well.
So we basically opened it up for families for an hour and a half at a time, where we have also the ImagineBox, but we also have 3 other areas in the school that we opened up, where we arts and crafts, and we have AV glasses also, and we have a projector for the younger kids that it's just on the floor. I mean, they're games that they're playing on the floor. So what happened is we had programs like the ones that you saw here on the presentations, let's say going into the ocean or playing with the whales, where just gave the kids a sense of freedom, of relaxing, of playing. And while the kids were in there, on the, let's say in Gush Etzion, you saw that it was split up. The classroom was split up to two. So on the other side of the wall, the parents got to sit with a psychologist and talk about their experiences, what their kids are experiencing, getting feedback or tools of how to deal. So it was really more of a safe zone, a safe area for the families to go to, where they could answer and get therapy, or the parents get therapy while the kids are inside the ImagineBox or in the other programs that we had go running at the same time.
Raya, tell me a little bit about what it sounds like from what Gabi said, that there's a lot of adaptability once you have the environment set up. But have you found that certain subject areas are better in this environment? Does this work equally for history as well as mathematics or science? I know there's 17 years of experience, as Uri indicated. What are some examples of the diversity of kind of subject matter that you're able to deal with?
You can, yes. You can, of course, use and implement any subject, not only English, not only history, not only maths, everything. And it not necessarily should be a lesson. It can be also an activity. It can be also a visit, a virtual tour to some museum in the world. And of course, it can be like, the sum up lesson to unit you learned in the class. You can't totally, if you want, you can do all your lessons in immersive room. If you want, you can, combine. And of course, all disciplines, as far as I saw, all disciplines can be taught and, implemented in the ImagineBox successfully. And again, I say and repeat, when you use this technology with pedagogical models, it becomes even more effective and successful. In our school, why I said in the beginning that our school is special and unique, we always, look and develop new pedagogical practices. And when we started working with ImagineBox, actually, while working with it, new practices were born, because I saw that using AI, I can actually bring 4 teachers in the class. First, me, and then 3. Each wall can be a teacher. When you place an avatar who will talk to the students, it can, occupy them, each group near specific wall, while I physically can sit with the students who need my, attention more as an English teacher, okay? And while others can be occupied and busy with their walls and avatars that are talking to them. And I saw how effective it was and how interesting it was, and new practices are being, born each and every day. And as I repeat and say, all disciplines can be used and applied and implemented in ImagineBox.
Uri, I'm going to give you the final question. We're coming up on the end of the hour. There was a question about, is there any data on the students who have used the system to determine, did they learn more, or how, what was the efficacy of the particular, is there testing on that from any of the pilots that you've done, or the places where it's operated?
Yes, actually, there are 2 researches being done in the last year and continuing. One in Bar-Ilan University, where they are concentrating with the special education children with special need, and they are researching it. They are creating the classes and researching it, and we have seen great results so far. They didn't publish it yet, but it's going to be published soon. Another research is being done in Netivot school, in Darka school, where they teach only spoken English. And actually, all of the city schools are learning in this room spoken English, and they have been researching it with a special research company, actually asked by the donor who made this donation to create this room. And we have seen results after 1 year only, amazing results for children. However, we have seen results for the stronger children, higher results. For the weaker students, a little less, but they are now maintaining it and making more efforts in order to improve it. And we see great results already. When you check with the children everywhere, they say we are very bored in the regular classroom. We are very bored there, and we would like to come to the ImagineBox.
Uri, Raya, Gabi, thanks so much for sharing this introduction to both what the technology is that you've been using and developing over these last 17 years, and of how you made a quick pivot to help in an extraordinary set of circumstances, not only where people need distraction of multi-sensory proportions, but maybe, to go to the question I asked at the top, a sense of some hopefulness, right? Like thinking about the time when you get to swim with dolphins, or even if it's virtually with whales, and visiting another place, whether it's London or elsewhere, really feels like you're onto something, and we'll be really monitoring and checking in with you about how the uses in Gush Etzion have served the population in need and continue to innovate. So thanks to all three of you for being with us today. We look forward to the opportunity to learn more about the technology and its uses. So we've come to the end of our program for today. I want to remind everyone we're back again this Wednesday, November 8th. We have a program with the AIDC, which is the America Israel Democracy Coalition. They are providing immediate resources on the home front, particularly to local organizations and efforts. So come back. We'll be with you again on this coming Wednesday, as well as in the near future, Wednesdays and Sundays. Lots of things to be concerned about in the headlines on a daily basis, but also a lot to learn from about the resiliency of Israelis and the kind of social innovations that will also mark this period as well. Everyone have a safe week. We'll just say for now, Lehitrot.